My freeloading brother and his lazy wife tried to kick me out of the master bedroom of the house I bought. When my parents backed them up and stopped cooking for me, I didn't argue. I just called the cops and handed all of them eviction notices. Here's how it happened. I'm 25, a software engineer, and I make around $140,000 a year working fully remote. 2 years ago, my parents wanted to move to Seattle but couldn't afford it. Their credit scores were terrible, and together they made less than half of what I do. So being a good son, I put my name on a gorgeous 3-bedroom townhouse. I pay 80% of the mortgage, all the utilities, and honestly every single grocery bill. My parents contribute a small amount just to feel included. Because I pay for almost everything, I took the master bedroom, and the smallest bedroom became my home office. I need it for my 9-to-5 corporate tech job. Everything was perfect until my older brother Derek entered the picture. Derek is 28, completely broke, and his wife Karen, yes, her actual name is Karen, just found out she's pregnant. Without asking me, my mom invited them to live with us. She literally told me, family helps family, honey. They showed up with a massive moving truck. The second Derek walked through the door, he looked at my master bedroom and said, nice, we'll take this one. It has a walk-in closet for the baby clothes. I laughed in his face. No, you're staying in the guest room / office. We can deflate the air mattress. My mom immediately cut in, screaming that I was being selfish and that a pregnant woman deserves the biggest room. I looked at my dad for help, but he just stared at the floor. I reminded everyone that my name is on the deed and I pay the bills. They shut up, but the tension was boiling. 2 days later, I went to a local coffee shop to get out of the house. I realized I forgot my work charger, so I drove back early. When I opened my bedroom door, my jaw dropped. Karen was literally throwing my clothes into cardboard boxes. She had already replaced my expensive cologne with her drugstore lotions in my private bathroom. She was humming a song like she owned the place. I lost it. What the hell do you think you're doing? I yelled. She smirked and said, your mom said it's fine. You're never here anyway. I grabbed her boxes, carried them to the hallway, and dumped them over the railing. I told her she had until 5 p.m. to get her trash out of my room, or I was calling the police. She immediately fake cried and called my brother. That evening I walked in and it felt like a trap. My whole family was sitting on the couch like a jury. Derek stood up trying to puff his chest out to intimidate me. I'm 6'2". He's barely 5'8". I literally put my hand on his face, pushed him back onto the sofa, and told him to sit down. Then came dinner time. The kitchen smelled amazing. Steak, mashed potatoes, and garlic bread. I went to grab a plate, but my mom blocked the counter. She looked at me coldly and said, no dinner for you. You don't get a hot meal until you hand over the master keys to your brother and learn how to be a real family member. My dad just kept eating his steak, nodding in agreement. They forgot one tiny detail. I bought that steak. I paid for the gas that cooked it. I didn't say a word. I walked into my office, opened my laptop, and drafted legal documents. 10 minutes later, I walked back into the dining room and slammed papers onto the table. I handed my parents a formal 30-day eviction notice. Then I turned to Derek and Karen, who weren't even on the lease. I told them they had exactly 30 minutes to pack their bags, or they would be leaving in handcuffs for trespassing. My mom's face drained of color. She tried to offer me her own plate of steak, crying, take it. I was just joking. I looked her in the eyes and said, it was never about the food, Mom. I called the police non-emergency line right in front of them. Within 20 minutes, an officer arrived to supervise the house. Derek and Karen had to pack their lives into suitcases while crying on the driveway. My parents had to spend their savings booking them a motel. Now, my parents are packing their bags too, realizing they can't afford a $4,000 mortgage on high school teacher salaries. Am I the bad guy for putting my foot down?